Hello, my name is Gene Cottini. I'm 59 years old, and I came to the Total Health Institute as a result of a major health challenge. Back in October of 2012, I was diagnosed with renal cancer. In fact, the tumor on my left kidney had progressed to the point to where there was no saving it. My doctor determined that I needed a radical nephrectomy, and the left kidney was removed entirely. Complicating this whole issue was the fact that my remaining kidney was in stage 3 chronic kidney disease, and in fact well into stage 3. The next stage 4 is the one that directly precedes virtually the end of the kidney, where dialysis becomes necessary. So I was very concerned, as you can well imagine. Further complicating that, I had type 2 diabetes. I had a long history of high blood pressure. I was taking 4 different medications daily to control my hypertension. And I also had very high cholesterol and triglycerides. So, as you can imagine, I was not in very good shape, and I was very concerned about my future. Well, I was investigating various aspects of health control issues, what I might do, treatments I might encounter. The thing that concerned me probably the most was the fact that the type of cancer I had has a nature of being very recurrent. Very recurrent. So, the best that medical science could offer me was a surveillance program whereby every 3 months we would do very invasive tests and watch for the cancer to reappear, which seemed, a very hopeless position to me. But I knew in my heart of hearts that there was a way for me to find a preemptive measure that I could take, a process that I could engage in that would prevent the recurrence of that cancer. I didn't know much about the science involved, of course, but I just knew in my heart that there was a way. If I found it, there would be a way. Well, I prayed a lot about it, and there was numbers of people praying for me. And one of my sisters happened to be listening to Dr. Nemec's radio broadcast one day, and she learned of the Institute that way and told me that I should investigate it, which I did. I added that to my research process, and I really did due diligence. I learned everything that there was available to learn on the Institute website. I spent a lot of time on the internet researching various options, protocols, what have you. And I determined that the best that I could find was, in fact, the Institute's methods and ways. I have to be honest with you and tell you that I was skeptical. I didn't have a better answer, so I came to the Institute. And I talked to Dr. Nemec. We did the full blood and health analysis, and he talked to me extensively about potential protocols and ways to deal with my conditions. And as that process went on, as the conversation went on, I felt more and more, I felt spoken to that this was probably the best option that I would have. But it would be untrue to say that I didn't have some skepticism in the back of my mind. I really did. But I decided to throw myself into the treatment program as an outpatient through the Total Health Institute. Well, that process went on. I began to learn. I learned a tremendous amount by being part of this program here. And I made the dietary changes necessary and the lifestyle changes to the extent that I could. I have to be further honest and tell you that in the beginning, I wasn't 100% compliant with all the processes and with the dietary changes. It's been a process I'm still working on, quite honestly, but Here's the happy part. About 6 months down the road, incidentally, I came to the Institute at first approximately 9 months ago. So 6 months into the program, it was time for me to have my full battery of medical tests again. And the first test in the process was with my nephrologist, my kidney specialist. She indicated to me, I think I mentioned that my remaining kidney was in stage 3 chronic kidney disease, which meant that I had about a third of the function left in that remaining kidney. My nephrologist said to me that there is no way that a kidney can be reversed in its degradation. Once you reach stage 3 or beyond, the best you can hope for is to maintain that level, is what she had said to me. But something was speaking to me. I now recognize that it was the Holy Spirit speaking to me through my heart, and I just knew there had to be a way. Anyway, 6 months into the program, I was tested for my kidney function, and my remaining kidney had improved to a 52% efficiency rating from 33. Effectively, that meant that I was now in early stage 2 kidney disease after only 6 months. Absolutely astonishing to me and to my nephrologist as well. She sat me down and questioned me for a long time, holding off her other patients in order to talk to me about what tricks I was using to make my labs come out so positively. Well, after she heard about the dietary lifestyle changes and all the other basic 7 steps that we learn here at the Institute, she became very interested herself and, in fact, did some research on the Institute website. At any rate, she told me that never before in all her years in practice, and never before had she ever heard of a kidney improving its function the way mine did. She called it nothing short of miraculous, and I believe that entirely. I think it absolutely is miraculous. Along the things that we do here at the Institute, the hopeful nature of our treatments really is miraculous, because God is in this process with us. Well, the other thing I needed to do was go to see my general practitioner at that time. And my diabetes, my A1C rating, which is a 3-month rolling average of your blood glucose level, improved from the 60s, around 63, to a 52 rating. Now, a 52 rating of an A1C effectively says that you're a non-diabetic. It's not even pre-diabetes. It says that your blood sugar is normal enough to be called a non-diabetic. Again, a miraculous change. My cholesterol levels dropped dramatically. My overall cholesterol was 140 now, which is well managed, down from the high 200s. My triglycerides were once off the charts, completely off the charts, and now had come down to a 205 or so, which is still high. But it demonstrates that this process is working. After all, 6 months isn't that long a period of time. And the changes that have taken place on my blood panels are just absolutely miraculous. So my hypertension also improved. In fact, my blood pressure was a little too low at this point after many years. I was told that my blood pressure and my diabetes were systemic, meaning just part of my body, and that was the way it is. Nothing was ever going to change that, and all I could do was take medication. That was medical science's answer to me. Well, again, false. That was proven incorrect, because my blood pressure is now averaging around 120/80, virtually perfect. I insisted that my general practitioner take me off the medication I was on. Now, I've remained on a couple of medications, a light dosage, for the time being, but it's my full belief that it won't be too long before I can get off that medication altogether. In fact, I'm certain of it. My diabetes, I no longer require medication for that. I've been taken off of my glucotrol, which was a daily thing I was taking. In fact, when I started all of this business, I was taking 9 different medications, and now I'm down to 3. And on the far horizon, I fully believe that the day's coming when I won't need any medication. That's how dramatic the changes have been in my body. I have energy levels that I have never experienced in my recollection. Maybe when I was very young, but I've been restored in terms of energy levels to a place where I was when I was a teenager, as far as I feel now. And tremendous. I used to be a big coffee drinker. I was dependent on caffeine to get through the business day, and I no longer drink coffee, except on rare occasions. So another wonderful thing that's taken place. The dietary changes, clearly it's true. What I've learned now is something I always suspected, that animal protein is very toxic to the body, especially in the amounts that we consume in the American diet, the standard American diet. That really is a toxic thing. So part of the process that I went through in the very beginning was a detoxing of my body. There were symptoms that indicated that detoxification was taking place, which weren't so bad, and ultimately paid off tremendously, which is quite obvious today. I would say to anyone else who is seeing this and has a major health challenge of any kind, I really encourage you to check out the Total Health Institute. The benefits are beyond accounting for in this short time that I have to talk to you. The spiritual connection, the mind, body, and spirit connection that I've learned and been able to make through the Institute has been probably the most miraculous and most powerful thing of all. All these things wait for you. Whatever your health challenge, come and talk to Dr. Nemec. Come and check out what the Institute has to offer. As I said, nothing is hopeless, and don't believe medical science when they tell you that there are no chances to reverse your illnesses. They can be reversed, and they will be reversed if you're given the right guidance and changes. So I hope to see you at the Institute. I can tell you that the staff is wonderful here. You'll make lots of wonderful friends by being a part of this process. And God is here with us. He's in this process with us all. So I invite you to do as I did, and I hope you will. And I wish God's blessing on all of you.